Maximum fine of $100,000. What's your explanation for that? Have you got any explanation?
Yeah, just didn't know the size, boss.
He's got some down the front of his shirt too, Have?
Kawarua, a remote Northland paradise where Paua poaching is rife, and M-fish have encountered trouble in the past. There are numerous forest trails leading from the beach, so to cover the exits, the Northland officers split into teams. Ricky heads to a vantage point high above the beach, while West needs to conceal any evidence of M-fish's presence before moving into position.
Can you see it?
There's a high level of organised poaching in this area, and as on previous operations, there are several divers in the water.
I hope they didn't see us coming in.
At the other end of the beach, Ricky's first target is making a move.
They're on the grass now and heading up one of the tracks. And we'll give you a toes up to which way they're going.
West hopes to head off the suspects at a junction in the forest. But Phil and Doug beat him to it.
2, 84, 86, 88, 89. 89 Paua.
The two men have collected 200 Paua, 10 times the daily limit per person, and almost all are undersize. M-fish estimate as little as 1% of the Paua leaving Kawarua is the legal 125 millimetres.
Maximum fine of $100,000 and forfeiture of all the gear that they've used in the commission of the offence. I'm seizing this vehicle, but I'm letting you drive it, but I want you to, tomorrow, to drop it at the Rawene police station, okay? If you fail to do so, you'll be obstructing me and you can be then arrested, okay?
As the team pack up, the poachers leave quietly as instructed in order to preserve the secrecy of the other officers still hidden away. Ricky has more suspects in his sights and sends through an alert.
In 40 minutes, they could harvest easily up to 200 Paua.
Harvey sees more than he expects.
Yeah, the first diver out is now dressed, got a black singlet, blue jeans by the looks of it, no underpants on.
He's got some down the front of his shirt too, Have? Taking them out now.
Yeah, mate, that's Kinner too.
For their sakes, I hope they've got a permit.
Yeah, on the roll now.
Ricky's patience is rewarded as the suspect vehicle finally heads off the beach and into the arms of M-fish. West and the others have blocked their escape route with their quad bikes.
What we've got is 3 guys with 60-odd, 70-odd Paua here. My bet is that they're all undersized. We've got undersized crate and excess Paua. You guys got a permit?
No. No, not a permit.
They're all undersized, so what's your explanation for that? Have you got any explanation?
Yeah, just didn't know the size, boss. I'm just going to return this little crayfish to the water. He's a little fish. You see he's a male crayfish.
Yeah.
With his little wee pleatopods. He's got his sex organs on the last leg. Female has them on the 3rd leg up. And she's got little pincers there on her last leg for cleaning off her eggs.
So he's going to live.
Oh, yeah, he'll live. Paul, can I just get you around here and have a word with you?
I'll just get him here, mate.
Measuring is painstaking and accurate. Hefty infringement fines and confiscated property can hinge on dimensions and quantities.
Because they've got more than 3 times their daily limit, one of the gentlemen there's got 59 Paua, and because he's in possession of it with a vehicle, the vehicle then becomes forfeit to the Crown. They're going to tell someone, and someone's going to tell someone else. So the more people and the more different people we catch out here, the better it's going to be, because they're going to tell other people that, hey, if they're going to come out and get Paua, they're going to get caught. So another good day. Let's go.
The operation at Kawarua resulted in 2 people being charged with serious fishery offences, the seizure of 2 vehicles and 11 infringement notices issued for the taking and possessing of excess and undersized Paua and crayfish. Of the 480 Paua measured by M-fish, only 18 were of legal size. It's a beautiful morning on the Hauraki Gulf, but the Auckland Maritime Police have a grim task ahead of them, searching for a man whose dinghy capsized the previous night.
It appears people from all around these houses up here were where the phone calls came from. It was such a still night they could hear the commotion.
The squad heads to the spot where the dinghy capsized the night before.
There's a ride up there and a boat ramp over there. And where those two intersect is where the boat caps, or where they're supposed to be fishing apparently, so we'll just anchor here and then we'll stick the dive buoys in. We've got the police helicopter Eagle up here. They're going to do an aerial search of the immediate area where the swimmer went missing to encompass the shoreline and just a little bit further out to sea, just to see if they can pick anything up.
To search the whole bay would take 2 days, so the squad focuses on the area where the man was last seen.
Generally a body will float. It could be between a period of 4 to 10 days at some point. It'll float to the surface and then it may sink again within 24 hours. Most people obviously sink to the bottom. Depends on the water temperature, things like what they've eaten, the size of the person.
Within 10 minutes, the divers are onto something.
Well, fishing rod.
Meanwhile, relatives of the missing man have arrived to help with the search.
We've got divers down here.
Yeah.
I'll
take them over the other side. Yeah. I'm going fishing, but I'm going to drop them off there.
They intend to go on the island and search the island, which, as long as they don't involve or get caught up with what we're doing.
Underwater, still more objects are turning up. The divers have found fishing rods, a tackle box, dead fish and beer bottles. They've located the exact spot where the dinghy capsized. The man was last seen swimming towards the island. And as the squad searches the area in between, they find some articles of clothing.
We found his clothing, so we've got the boat, found his clothing, and here's the island. It's indicating, like you said, he's obviously picked up his clothing, trying to help himself from there. So we'll mark this clothing, complete this swim, and then we'll be obviously working towards the island, indicating where it's kind of heading.
And on the third dive of the day, the squad make the find they've been dreading, the missing man's body.
Well, this stage on that swim we've located the deceased on the bottom. Now it's a matter of we'll just get some jobs for the boys to do. A couple of video camera, the scene, the previous stuff, the fishing rods, tools, the beer bottles, and then another group will go across and film the body, and then we'll recover him to the surface.
Adrian breaks the bad news to the man's relatives.
He was wearing a bit of clothing though, which might have dragged him down. It only takes like a mouthful of water, you know, and
Clothing.
bit of clothing, you know, no life jacket, mouthful of water. You know, it doesn't take much.
And after collecting the evidence, the squad returns to retrieve the body.
The divers keep their mouthpieces in, obviously as a safety precaution. There's body fluid in the water as we're lifting the body out. We don't want to get contamination.
It's a sombre moment as the squad brings the body aboard. They hand the deceased over to an undertaker, who will take him to the coroner's office for an autopsy. And for the man's relatives and the police, it's a sad ending to a fishing trip that went tragically wrong.